Welcome back to the Merry Mystic. Today we explore syncretism, not as dilution but as revelation. In antiquity, syncretism was how the divine revealed itself through fusion, adaptation, new masks. As Isis said in her temple at Sais, I am all that has been, is, and shall be, and no mortal has lifted my veil. This mystery of the one and the many lives not only in ancient hymns, but in our own practice today. In Alexandria, Serapis was revealed as a syncretic god. Osiris and Apis fused with Hades and Zeus. Plutarch tells us Serapis is Pluto and Osiris also, who is the cause and principle of generation. He was not a compromise, but a revelation, a god uniting the fertility of Egypt with the cosmic sovereignty of Greece. My consecration of Serapis was a continuation of this syncretism, not frozen in the past, but alive now. In her hymns, Isis proclaims, I am Isis, mistress of every land. I am she who arises in the dog star. I divided earth from heaven. I appointed the paths of the stars. Isis absorbed the much more ancient goddess Hathor or Hathor, the divine mother, Nebet-Het or Nephthys, the mistress of magic, Weret-Heka, or the words of power, Tyche, goddess of fortune, Demeter, goddess of the harvest, and the cosmic Aphrodite. She's not diminished by these masks. She is magnified. This is syncretism as fullness. In Rome she was viewed as Isis Panthea, all goddess, revealing divinity's infinite adaptability. I have even seen inscriptions and heard prayers referring to Aphrodite as Aphrodite Panthea. So the idea continues. In my own practice, my own daemon, Bune, shows this in a personal way. The medieval and Renaissance grimoires with the 19th century commentaries, with their love of categorizations, they call him a Duke of Hell. But he grants eloquence, guides souls, and bestows wealth if he chooses. Precisely the roles of the Agathos Daimon, the good daemon of Alexandria. The PGM, the Greek magical papyrus, calls Agathos Daimon the god who gives wealth, health, victory, good fortune, and soundness of heart. So, Bune is not merely a demon or some duke of hell. He is a living syncretic daemon, part Agathos Daimon, part Isis voice, part Serapis abundance, not diluted, but adapted for survival across centuries, as so many of the daemons are. When we trace these lineages, Agathos Daimon to Isis to Serapis to Bune, they are useful heuristics, but if taken rigidly, they fossilize into fundamentalism. This god must be X descended from Y. Plotinus warned us against mistaking the image for the reality, the text for truth. We must not be content with the beautiful images, but ascend to their source, the one which is not form, but beyond form. The gods are not marble statues or wooden statues. They are rivers changing course. Our human identity is bound to gender, form, history, even ideology. But gods play with these categories. Isis is Mona, a magician, sister and cosmic logos. Shiva dances as both ascetic and lover, male and half female. And in the West, the Manichaeans spoke of the Buddha and Christ as one luminous redeemer, a single salvific current weaving different cultural faces. In the Kephalaia, Mani declares, "My hope is in the living Jesus, who has come once more, clothed in the wisdom of the Buddha." Here we see the same pattern. Gods as skillful means. Masks adapt to context, but never reducible to one form. Plotinus tempts us to imagine perfect forms behind every manifestation. The ideal Isis, the ideal Bune. But lived Gnosis resists this. The Gospel of Philip says, "Truth did not come into the world naked, but in types and images." One cannot receive truth in any other way. Perfection is not the static ideal. Perfection is eternal adaptation. The divine perfection is the dance of change itself. In Dzogchen, we're warned against clinging to the concepts of gods. Sharja Rinpoche teaches, do not grasp appearances as real, nor deny them as unreal. Let them be as they are, self-liberated. The gods' forms are like that, masks of compassion, but their essence is formless awareness. To honor the form is sacred. To cling to the form is illusion. The Abrahamic turn, the Pact of Constantine, demanded singularity, jealous exclusivity, textual purity. The Platonic turn demanded perfection as static ideal. But the Gnostic current insists the truth is a garment of the eons. Do not mistake the cloth for the light within it. Gods are windows, masks, software. The reality they point to is the formless source code of the universe itself. And so we honor the forms, whether they be Bune, Isis, Serapis, or a deity you adhere to that speaks to you as real and sacred, but not ultimate. We trust that change is the perfection, not the flaw. So, for us, syncretism is not confusion or dilution. It is revelation. Serapis shows the fusion of solar and chthonic. Isis shows the all-goddess. Bune shows the adaptive daemon. As Plotinus said, and as Dzogchen confirms, the forms point beyond themselves. To live the mysteries is to honor the form that guides us, and the formlessness that liberates us.